Now, just because you ain't black don't mean you can't watch this video. You can come on in here and have a seat, but don't touch nothing. All right? You know, you just sit on the sidelines and listen. I don't want y'all to get too comfortable trying to be like, I knew you guys were against each other. That ain't none of your business. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deja. And if you're back, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. I woke up this morning, minding my business, and my allergies was just like, I'm about to beat your ass. And it has been beating my ass all day. My rib cage actually is kind of sore now because I've been sneezing all day. By the way, for the ones that watched this video and then got introduced to Cardi, update on Cardi. Her ass ran away. Her old ass decided to freaking run away. Like, why would you do that? Like, what was the point? Just act like it never even happened. Like, just act like we never met Cardi. So, as you can see, this week has been absolutely amazing. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about black people. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Let's start off with colorism, because it's one of the major issues in our community, which I don't understand why. If you look at it logically, it really is stupid as hell. Colorism definition says, prejudice or discrimination against individual with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. You see how pathetic that sounds? We already got to fight in this world because we are black as it is, but we also have to fight in our own community because we're blacker than the other person in our community. Like, it's so stupid. Women that may look like this suffer this the most, but also it can happen to people that look like me, like with my skin complexion or this skin complexion. And it's really just sad because it's like, bro, we're all black. You don't like me because I'm darker than you? I know if you're another race and you're hearing this, you're probably like, what the f? Like, I'm the same way, okay? I am ashamed, okay? So if this is a person in the black community and this is a person in the black community as well, they're both fully black, except one skin tone is lighter than the other, this person sometimes will bully this person, all because of their skin tone being darker. They'll call them names like Blackie and Charcoal. But no, we compare them to things that are black. Now, girls discriminate too, but it's mainly black men who discriminate the most. They say things like, I don't like no dark skin hoe. Like, I like light skin. How many times have you seen those YouTube videos come up saying light skins versus dark skins? And they're in the mall and they're like harassing people to say this shit. Yeah, well, that's colorism. I know Kodak Black got called out a couple years ago because he was saying, I don't want no black bitch, I don't want no black bitch. Like, here's the clip.
I don't like women with my complexion. I like light-skinned women. I want you to be lighter than me. I love African-American women, but I just don't like my skin complexion. Black people, my complexion, we too gutter. Light-skinned women, they more sensitive.
And it's just like, bro, you are a dark-skinned man. What do you mean you don't want no black, dark girl? Like, what do you mean by that? Because you are that, but in a male form. So I don't understand. And there was also this other rapper who said the same thing.
What he say? I'm already black. I don't need no black bitch. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't have no cut. Like, I know if I'm fucking with you, I'm black as fuck, right? I'm black as shit.
Yeah, black is beautiful though, man.
So I know if I fuck with a black bitch, we gonna have a black ass baby.
So?
I ain't with that.
Why?
I'm already black as fuck.
So what it all boils down to is self-hate. And here's another thing when it comes to colorism. People wanted mixed babies. They wanted mixed babies or they wanted light-skinned babies. They did not want a dark-skinned brown baby. Women would purposely go get with a lighter skinned man, or men will purposely go get with white women or a lighter skinned woman to have their baby so that their baby don't come out dark skinned. And if we really want to dig deep, it really stems back from slavery. If you're not familiar with it, the darker slaves were left outside in the heat. They were left out to do the hard work. And then you had the light slaves, the biracial slaves, or the slaves that were like very light skinned. They were able to go into the house and, do like housework and stuff like that. And then moving on decades later, we had the paper bag test, where you couldn't, get into certain areas unless you resembled this paper bag. You couldn't be any darker than this paper bag, or you couldn't get in, or you couldn't go, or whatever the case may be. And although we're not holding up paper bags and we're not segregating each other like from house to field, we are segregating each other and doing the paper bag with subliminals. I don't know the exact word I'm looking for, but we're still doing it, but it ain't blatant all the time. I don't understand how someone can look at a skin complexion like that and think it's ugly or unattractive. But yeah, that's colorism in our community, and that's why we have been set back 50 years. Like, we love saying stay united and be united and Black Lives Matter, and all that is great, and most of us do. But we also do stupid shit like this, like excluding darker women from getting into certain areas because they're darker. Now let's talk about texturism. By a show of hands, how many of you grew up with what we know as 4C hair, and it was a lot of work for you? It hurt to comb your hair. It was a lot to deal with. You didn't like hair day. It was just such a process to get your hair maintained. And you grew up hearing things like your hair is nappy, your hair is like a sheep's ash, your hair is this and that, and it's too much to deal with. I don't want to do your hair because it's too much. So you grew up thinking that your hair was all of these things and not beautiful and ugly, that you didn't even want to wear your natural hair out. And then you screwed your hair up later in life because you decided to get a perm, and then all your hair pretty much fell out because you tried to get something so that you can finally comb your hair and it wouldn't hurt so bad. And maybe, just maybe, people won't call your hair nappy anymore if you did that. And then you grew up in life trying to get back into the natural hairstyle, but it also was just kind of like too much because your hair, again, is very thick and coarse and 4C, and it's a lot to deal with. Although it's beautiful hair, it deserves a lot more love. And so you finally decided to dread up because you were tired of dealing with it, and you were tired of feeling like your hair was ugly in its natural, normal state. Yeah, that's my story. So the definition for texturism is: texturism can be thought of as the discrimination faced by those with coarser and more afro texture hair. Texturism is based on the premise that hair textures closer to white are more acceptable. So yes, I got the perm because I wanted my hair to be more straight and easier to maintain, and I wanted to be able to comb through like my white friend's hair would be combed through. I was never really taught to love my hair. I kind of was just taught that this shit is a lot to deal with. My hair journey was just rough, and I'm at a place now where I'm confident with my hair. I like what it looks like, but even when I had my afro maybe a year or two ago, I didn't feel beautiful. I have a story time on my channel talking about how I had a bad hair and makeup experience, and I talk about the struggles I had with having 4C hair in that video briefly. But basically, I was just saying that having 4C hair, I would get charged more. They would either find a reason not to do my hair, or they would charge me more for having to deal with my kind of hair. And 4C hair, I know I've been saying that term a lot, it's basically the bottom of the scale, basically. When people think afros, that's the kind of hair that they're typically talking about. Of course, it's very coily. It's kind of like, it takes a lot more love to maintain that kind of hair. And when we teach these things, especially to children, like I was just saying how I felt as a child that my hair was ugly and I wanted a permanent stuff. Children are very, they're like a freaking sponge. They soak up everything. So if you constantly tell them, like little black girls while they're young, that their hair is ugly, that their skin is too dark, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're gonna believe it.
Man, which you won't even like
I'm
kids.
so ugly. What?
Don't say that. Don't say that. You are too cute. Oh, you're not ugly.
It really ain't that much more that I can even say on texturism. It's really short and sweet, like this is what it is and that we need to stop. I'm seeing all over TikTok that people are like, oh, this influencer called Alex Earl is like blowing up and the algorithm don't like us and we're not getting invited to all those fancy brand trips to Dubai. Where are the black girls? Where are the black people? Why don't we get invited to these places and blah, blah, blah. I see the issue here. I get it. But first of all, we need to stop trying to insert ourselves into places that we're not welcomed or that we're not wanted. If Tarte don't want to invite any black people on their trip, then fuck it, don't. Let's build our own trip. Another black brand need to come out and start working with black influencers. If that's how it's going to be, like, why not? Like, stop trying to invite ourselves into places that we're not invited or that we're not wanted. Okay, now moving on from that, I just want to say that we don't support ourselves enough to even get to that level. We don't support each other enough to even get to a level of where these white influencers are at. Us as black people entertain ignorance. Let's take Blueface and Krishan Rock. Let's take the Shade Room. Let's take all of these platforms that degrade black people, that are made for black people, but yet they're picking on them. Let's take that for an example. We support stupid shit like black men dressing up in wigs and shit and like, you know, making fun of black women and black stereotypes in women. You see what I'm saying? Like, why can't just a regular creator, like a lifestyle creator, blow up? Like, I just don't get it. Why can't that happen? Because we don't support that kind of content. We support nonsense like that. And don't get me wrong, like, these creators are cool. Like, some of their stuff is a little funny. Some of it is just like over exaggerated, and it's kind of getting old at this point, but get their bag, whatever. But I just think it's weird, like, that's the kind of content that goes far. Drama and mockery, that's what goes far for us. Now let's talk about the bullying in the black community, because we bully each other a lot. If you're alternative, you're weird. If you're gay or lesbian, you're weird. If you don't like the same music that Trayshawn like, you're weird. If you listen to, I don't know, punk rock and dress in emo or goth attire, which is pretty cool, I think, you're weird. All of these, if you're not the regular, degular, schmegular black girl or boy, you're weird. If you're anything outside of that, you're weird. If you talk a certain way, you're whitewashed and weird. And like, if you wear your hair a certain way, you're whitewashed and weird. Like, we bully each other because we have differences. I can go on and on and on and on about the bullying in the black community. We support regular. Whatever that is. We will never get ahead. Like, I don't even know what else to say about the bullying part, because it's really just self-explanatory. And last and certainly not least, we have the Uncle Ruckus. Now, I came up with this term on my own. I got it from this hit TV show called The Boondocks. And there was a man named Uncle Ruckus in the show. He was a black man, and he was just like very racist against his own people, even though he was, you know, obviously black. So we have Black Lives Matter, but we get sent back like 50 years when other black people do shit like this. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I don't like black people who, and I don't know really how to say this without saying like being rude or anything, but they kind of like suck up to other races, if you catch my drift. Like, they don't want to be a part of their own race. They rather go kiss other races' behinds and try to fit in there, when it's like, bro, do you know how hard we've been fighting to get where we are now, and you're gonna go and like defend the things that they're saying that single-handedly affect you? Like, that shit is so stupid to me. So yeah, in short, Uncle Ruckuses are the people in the black community that are against the black community. Pretty much. They go side with the white community, or they go side with the Asian or Hispanic or whatever. They go side with them. They don't side with their own, and it just like, it's just a slap in the face, honestly. Well guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I do commentary content. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do a 1,000 subscriber special where I put all of my bloopers into one video, and I think it's going to be a good video. So if I get to 1,000 subscribers soon, hopefully I can put it out. And don't forget to follow me on my social pages. Thank you again for all of the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!